You are Locked On Heat POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Heat fan? Welcome to Heat POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla, and the misery continues for you and me, for us, for Miami Heat Nation. And the players giving it all they have on the floor, but they are just ill-equipped to do battle in the NBA, or so it seems right now with this new version. The Jimmy Butler trade could not have gone more wrong. It's been a disaster. He's 15-1 in Golden State, while the Heat have lost 5 in a row now at home. They've lost a 5-game homestand, been swept on a 5-game homestand for the first time in franchise history. 103-91 the score tonight against the defending champion Boston Celtics, who were here in town without Jaylen Brown, all-NBA performer, without Kristaps Porzingis, another key cog in that wheel for the C's. But, man, they just rained down threes all night long, and they played defense. And they did it again to Miami. What's it, 6 in a row, 8 in a row in Miami, 6 in a row overall. For the Celtics, 103-91. The Celtics shoot 38% from three-point range, but that's not what it's about. It's about Miami giving up 18 or more from beyond the arc and being 1-13 in those games. It's about Jason Tatum and Drew Holiday taking turns picking them apart, with Derek White going bananas in the fourth quarter. The worst Olympian of all time since the Dream Team, Derek White, besides Christian Laettner, literally, in my opinion, goes out and torches them again. The Celtics starters scored almost all their points tonight. They got nothing from the bench. It didn't even matter. Bam had another tough game for Miami. Tyler Hero, almost nowhere to be found as well. And the Heat committed 17 turnovers in spite of out-rebounding the Celtics. But the Celtics dominate the Heat, and they've been beating everybody. They hit threes all night long. They play defense as well as anybody in the league. They really guard the perimeter tough. And for Miami, just a rough loss tonight. All right, Heat POSTCAST just getting underway. We got the new format. It's a 15-minute show, which means I got to get my butt in gear right now. As we move along, I want to tell you that tonight's show, your Heat POSTCAST, is brought to you by FanDuel. And, of course, you know what a great sponsor FanDuel is here on the network. And right now, hey, it's your tomorrow. Sammy Hagar, cool guy. I interviewed him last year, the Red Rocker. That was totally a name drop. Yeah, I know I'm that guy sometimes. But right now, new customers, even Sammy Hagar, if he's not one, can get $200 in bonus bets. Yeah, it's what you get when your first $5 bet hits. Again, $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins at FanDuel.com, no matter whether you can drive 55 or not. All right, I'm done. And half the audience is going, what's this boomer talking about, bro? This is like literally cringe, mid at best, sus, definitely. All right, I'm done. Anyway, the Heat, this is how bad they were, right? And I'm telling you right now, we got to be quick with it on the show because we got the new format and we got one break in the middle. But all I need is just a little more time to tell you about this game, because they lose by 12. And it's been a bleep show for Miami as of late. 5 losses in a row, 6 in a row at home. Their last 5 home losses have come by less than 6 points per game. They've melted down in the fourth quarter. It has been a disaster. Look at that. LLL. I have Jim Carrey in my head for some reason. Long homestand. That's because they're all L's. You get it? L after L after L. This is what I'm reduced to after watching these last few games, all right? And you're missing literal television gold right now if you're not watching. But if you are, you're here free on YouTube every single day. Locked On Sports Miami, soon to be. We'll be on the Locked On Heat podcast channel. More on that to come. Also dropping the Dolphins Roundtable show soon. More on that to come. No, I didn't call myself a moron. I almost did a couple of times. Anyway, but what I wanted to say is that we are moving to the new channel. And one more time, we are free wherever you get your podcasts. That means Spotify. That means Stitcher, Podbean, Apple Podcasts. That means iHeart. And You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me. We're on over-the-top television, too. We're on Roku. So we're literally everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I'm having a good time tonight. I don't know why. There's no reason for me to be happy after watching that game. But the Heat played so well in the second quarter. Guys, girls, I'll tell you this. They really played great defense. The Celtics couldn't hit anything in the second. Tatum was disastrous in the second quarter. Miami's defense was on point. Third quarter, they went bucket for bucket. You know, Duncan Robinson hitting some threes. And I had some fun watching this game. You always have a great time. The Heat are literally relentless. They don't stop. They fill passing lanes. They deflect. Spo went with a different starting lineup tonight. Kel'el Ware didn't start. Terry Rozier didn't even play. Completely different rotations. And, you know, it's the same result. They stagnate. They bog down. The ball movement goes away. The crisp execution in the offense goes away. They're not running. They're hesitating before getting into their sets. And look, it's very difficult to score in the half court against the Boston Celtics. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. They crush the perimeter. They come outward to the perimeter. And look, even without Porzingis in there, you still got Horford back there. They don't really do it with shot blocking. They put so much pressure, and Brown was out tonight. But on the perimeter, think about it. Tatum, Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday, those are four elite dudes on the perimeter in your grill night in and night out. And look, the Celtics own the Heat, and it's just been a rough time of it for Miami. In March, they've literally fallen off the face of the earth. They're 8 games under 500. They had never been beyond 4 games under 500 when they hit it. First time all season. And then bam, no pun intended or pun intended or whatever I'm intending, here they are. So it's just been a brutal go of it for Miami. And they're all, again, the last 5 home losses have been by less than 6 points per game. And they just are not able to complete the job. First time again in franchise history that they lose all 5 games in a 5-game homestand in a row, right? And Golden State's 15-1 with Jimmy Butler, just that petulant little baby, took his ball and ran away. And he leaves practice that day, and he forces Pat Riley's hand. And look, Wiggins has been really good. Andrew Wiggins has been good. You'll see when we name the star of the game tonight. And, of course, we got the turning point final score graphic coming your way. We have a lot more. This is Heat Postcast, new format on the Locked On Podcast Network, FREE. That spells free, right? Every single game with the Postcast. New format, though, quicker. We got some spots to get to. It's only 15 to 17 minutes, but that's all we need tonight for the Heat. Outscored in the second half in 8 straight games. They scored 12 points over the last 11 minutes tonight. They missed 15 of their last 20 shots. And that's been the entire homestand. Andrew Wiggins, who was good tonight, 2 of 8 in the fourth. Where is Tyler Hero? We don't need another hero. We just need someone to score in the fourth quarter. What about Bam? Where's Bam? Bam, Bam. He went on that hot streak scoring over 25 a game. And then these last couple, what's he wearing down? Look, I don't have the answers. I'm not Eric Spoelstra. I'm not Pat Riley. I am not in their pay grade or their universe in a basketball sense for that matter. But I do know this. There's a lot of stuff wrong with this team. They have 2 first-round picks, though. They got some cupboards that are pretty full that they could make some trades. They have a lot of great players for this type of team and this type of roster, but they do not have a star. I repeat, they have Tyler Hero as an all-star. They don't have a superstar. Tyler, as your one, you're not going anywhere, and I'm sorry. I love you, T. Is what it is. Greece, Heat Postcast, Locked On Podcast Network, free. Your team every day. We're talking YouTube. We're talking wherever you get your audio version of the podcast. We're free. And also on Roku, over-the-top television, all kinds of things to come. Star of the game, turning point, you name it. Yeah, final score graphic. We'll look ahead to Memphis. John Moran, I'm on my Grizzly. There's going to be a Heat game tomorrow, back-to-back. Going to Memphis to face the Grizz for the first time this season. This is Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day on the other side, all that and more. And we are excited to have this new format for you right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. So what do you say we get to it? All right, and we will tell you about our good friends right here. There it goes. Did it load? There it goes. All right, we are talking about Wayfair, and I love me some Wayfair. Why? Because my lady loves it. LL Cool J, ladies love. When your lady loves it, it's a good thing, right? We've been learning our whole lives. It's been an education, and your home should reflect your style, no doubt about it. Right? See, style is what this is talking about right here. Your home should reflect your style, and with Wayfair, it's easier than ever to make that happen. Whether you're looking for a simple refresh or tackling a big home project, Wayfair has everything you need in one place. Wayfair's huge selection. They make it easy to find the perfect piece, no matter your space or budget, from cozy furniture and stylish decor, again with the style, to kitchen essentials and outdoor must-haves. Wayfair has it all, and at prices that fit your budget. Finding the perfect piece, I was looking for a new rug to tie my living room together. Well, my lady was. I was just pretending like I was involved in the process. But Wayfair had so many stylish options at great price, it didn't matter which one she picked. I loved them all. They make it easy, simple to compare styles, and your order gets there quickly. Mine got there with free delivery almost right away. I was like, bing, wow, it was like a genie just delivered it right away. And it's more than just furniture. Everything from storage solutions to patio decor at Wayfair, making it my go-to for all things home. And right now, head over to wayfair.com. That's Wayfair, as in like Wayfair for you. Get it? F-A-I-R. Wayfair. You find something that's just your style today. Wayfair.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home with Wayfair. And tonight's show is also brought to you by TurboTax. Nobody loves doing taxes, right? Well, I repeat, nobody loves doing taxes. I mean, everybody loves it when you get money back or when you pay less or whatever. But, you know, it is interesting when you're talking about TurboTax and the things that this time of year can mean if you do things the right way or if you don't. But whether you do them the right way or not, you need to do them. And this is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was waiting and wondering and worrying if you were going to get any money back, and then waiting, wondering, worrying some more. Now, Taxes is matching with a TurboTax expert who can do your taxes as soon as today. An expert who gives your taxes their undivided attention as they work on your return while you get real-time updates on their progress so you can focus on your day. An expert who will find you every deduction possible and file every form, every investment, everything with 100% accuracy. Also, you can get the most money back guaranteed. No waiting, no wondering, no worries. Now, this is Taxes. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. And I got to tell you a couple things here. Only available with TurboTax Live full service real-time updates. Only in iOS mobile app. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. There we have it. Boom, bada boom, boom, boom. And next up, last but definitely not least, oh, how about the Skims? Are you kidding me? We got to tell you about our friends at Skims. And I'm seeing, let's see. All right, no overlay for Skims, but they do not need one. And let me tell you about Skims, because when I found out Skims was making underwear for men, I was intrigued. Hey, why not, right? I've heard so much about their quality from friends and family, so I had to give it a try. And let me tell you, it lives up to the hype. I've always had issues with underwear fit, comfort, or just finding the right style for me. Hey, Skims changed all that. Their men's line offers something for everyone, from boxer briefs, my favorite, to classic briefs, all designed with the perfect balance of comfort and style. Excuse me. Comfort and style. I get so excited about Skims, I almost swallow my tongue. I tried the Skims boxer brief, and I am hooked. And I've always worn these, right? So they're perfect for my active lifestyle. They move with me. They never lose their shape, and they stay in place all day. I'm not picking at it. You know what I'm saying? So whether I'm working or I'm just running errands, they're the most comfortable and reliable underwear I've ever owned. Plus, the lightweight material feels amazing. Almost like you're wearing nothing at all, like the founder of Skims. Shop Skims Men's at skims.com/LockedOnNBA and Skims stores. Let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows for Skims on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. This new show format got me hustling, baby. Every day I'm hustling. Hey, what about Rick Ross threatening to buy 50's Masters? Like 50 Cent doesn't own his Masters, and Rick Ross is saying he's going to go buy them if 50 doesn't stop talking. This just is great. If you follow the soap opera that is hip-hop, you would think it's a bunch of junior high girls going back and forth, but it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I digress. And if you watch the Heat in the fourth quarter lately, you think you're watching a junior high girls basketball game there. How about that for a segue? Full circle in the world. 103-91. The Heat lose to the Celtics tonight. The defending champs with a barrage from downtown in the fourth quarter. Jason Tatum with another lit game for the Celts. And we have new video elements here in the show. But before we unveil them, and we didn't win the crossover with Pete Fox. Shout out, Pete. after the Clippers game the other night when we did a crossover, and he and I put on a clinic of how to do a crossover show with two dudes, condensed format, one-sentence answers, and we crushed it like the pros that we are. I love Pete Fox. What a dope dude he is. We did a lot of stuff during Dodgers, and I can't wait to work with him in baseball season again. All right, real quick on the box. The Celtics, Tatum, 28 points, Holiday, 25. He had a big first half. Tatum, big in the second half. While you're here, by the way, hit the subscribe, the bell. Come on in. Come on in the chat and have your voice heard. Derek White, 3 of 11 for 3, 18 points, the most overrated Olympian of all time. Ends up with 18. 11 off the bench for Pritchard. Again, no Jaylen Brown, no Kristaps Porzingis for the C's. Wiggins led the Heat with 23, but he was 2 for 8 in the fourth quarter. We don't need another hero. 7 for 15, 3 for 8 for Tyler. 5 rebounds, 6 assists for him. 13 points for Jaquez in the starting lineup tonight as Khalil Ware was sent to the bench. Duncan Robinson also in the starting lineup tonight, which ended his consecutive streak of double digits games coming off the bench as he hit only 2 threes in the game tonight for 6 points. Davion Mitchell, 12 points off the bench. Really nothing else going there. I mean, Burks didn't play with a strained back. Rozier, coach's decision. Kevin Love out again. Just not a miserable fourth quarter. It was fun in the middle of the game. If you went to the game or if you watched it, you had fun in the second and third quarters. First quarter, whatever. The Celtics are the defending champions, and we know this, right? They score 30 in the first. The Heat are down 7, and then it's 50-50 at halftime. Great second quarter. Defense on point for Miami, and then it just kind of fell apart for them. But we got a couple of things to get to here before the end of the show as we hit the new format. And this is a lot of fun, by the way. Field goal percentage, 45 for Miami, 43 for Boston. Even from 3, 38-38, although the Heat percentage points higher there. So they outshoot the Celtics, both regular field goal percentage and three-point field goal percentage. Free throws, 10 of 17 for the Heat, 12 of 13 for Miami. Miami's got to be 15 of 17 there, 14 of 17 anyway. You're just not taking those free points, hence the word free throws. Miami out-rebounded by 3. The assists even. The turnovers, 18-15. Miami had 3 more. The points off turnovers, 19 for Miami, 16 for Boston. Fast break points, 4 more for Boston. Points in paint, 36-30. Miami, the largest lead, 14 for Boston, 5 for Miami. The Celtics were 8.5-point favorites. The total was 211.5, which, of course, they didn't come anywhere near. So Celtics in the under was the play tonight. All right, real quick, before we bounce like Mickey Mouse, let me just say that we have some new video elements here in the show. So first things first, I grease, freaks all the honeys, dummies, Playboy bunnies, and video elements for the show. So what are we going to do first? We have the final score graphic. Let's throw it up, y'all. Throw it up. Here we go. Throw them up. I can't see. 103-91. Boston Celtics come into Miami, and they beat your Miami Heat. And we already talked about what some of those players. All right, so here we go. You ready? We have some new video elements as we get ready to bounce like Mickey Mouse. Here we go. Your player of the game would be... Well, actually, let's do the turning point first.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And here it is. Celtics shut down ice-cold Heat in fourth quarter. They had the lead with 11 minutes left, Miami did. They had a 1-point lead, but they scored just 12 points over the last 11 minutes. They missed 15 of their last 20 shots, and they have made a habit of that lately. Wiggins, who had 23, only went 2 for 8 in the fourth. And what is next on the show?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And we are going to go with who else? You know what I mean? It gets old. You don't like him if you hate the Celtics, but you do if you're a Heat fan. But he balled out again. Jason Tatum, one of the best players on God's green earth. 28 points. I had to say green, didn't I? Sorry, Heat fans. 28 points for Tatum. 8 of 21, 5 of 12 from 3. He was terrible in the second quarter, and he still had 28. So props to Tatum. We're also going to throw Drew Holiday in there, who carried the season the first half, ended up with 25 points, with like 13 at halftime, 10 in the first quarter, one of the highest scoring games of his career. And our third star, since we got to throw a Heat player, and there's Wiggins, 23 points, 2 for 8, though, in the fourth quarter. All right, I hope you enjoyed the new format. We're a little bit over in the show, but 3 spots in the middle and a tough one for Miami. Again, first time they've lost all 5 games on a homestand in franchise history. They have been terrible in the second half. The last 6 losses have been by less than 6 points or more, besides the Celtics game tonight. So that'll show you what's been going on with your Miami Heat. Memphis tomorrow night. We're here right after. It's free on OTT with Roku. It's free wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, and of course, free on YouTube, Locked On Sports Miami for now, but soon we'll be moving on over to the YouTube of the Locked On Heat podcast with all kinds of changes, new formats, and everything on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Talk to you tomorrow night right after the Grizz game. Until then, thank you so much for being here. We love you. You're the best part of the network and the reason why we do what we do. Until then, Heat fan, keep your game tight and your mind right. I'm out.